Hello, hello, and welcome to this week's Friday Imperial Assault livestream. What we will be doing this week is something rather interesting, if I may say so myself. So last week we had an IACP European time zone tournament, which was the first one we've actually run specifically towards one certain time zone. And it went very, very well. We had a good couple of players and also some very skilled players, some players who have won several tournaments around Europe. So what we're going to be doing today is that for this first hour, I'm going to be looking at the log file specifically and see what lists did well, what lists didn't do well. And then during the second hour, we will be watching the winner of the tournament. I'm not going to say who that is yet, because that would be spoiling. But the winner of the tournament has their weekly league game going on today. And so we're going to be spectating their league game and giving some commentary on. So it should be a good time. So first and foremost, before we jump into the first log file, what we are going to do is take a look at the two lists that we will be seeing in front of us. And so, if I can just find the first one, it should be right about here. So, alright. Just finding it seems to have eluded me somehow. I had this a second ago, just before the stream. So, where can it be? Alrighty. Well, maybe we'll just look at the lists in the log file instead, because I did screenshot the lists, but they seem to have eluded me at the moment. That is fine. So, let's jump right to it. And then we will pop on over to Vassal. Okay, and here we go. So this is a round 2 game, which is being played between a British player, well known in the community, named Tom Parrish, and then a, I believe Spanish, could be Italian, I'm not quite sure, but a player from that area, and he's running a very different list. So this is Season 4, version 4.1, this was right before the 4.2 change. And yeah, we will see how they do. So hello to everyone who's in the chat at the moment. Alrighty, so what we've got here is on the top side we've got Tom. And what he is running is an IG box list. And we've seen some of the IG box lists being played before. In fact, IACP steering committee member Derek Martin, he, I believe, won a regional championships with a IG box list. However, in IACP, there's a new IG unit running around who is IG11. So it'll be very interesting to see how that figure does in this game. So the full list that he's running is IG88 with focus on the kill. And to anyone who isn't aware of what that does, it's essentially a fix for him. So the original IG88 card was bad. It was really bad, horrible statistics, characteristics and everything. Then the focus on the kill upgrade card is 0 points, but it really gives him a big buff, gives him free movement, gives him a focus in every attack. He can attack twice already, and it gives him +5 health, which is just beautiful. So hello Stormsage, hello Christian, great to see you all. Alrighty. He also has IG11, so this was a Season 4 IACP card that we recently introduced. And he got a pretty big buff in the 4.1 changes, which is probably why we see him in the list right now. The previous version wasn't that powerful. His damage output just wasn't amazing. And then, to wrap it all off, we have also got Vinto, Frida, and Greeder. So we've got a couple of Rhodian hunters who can run around doing some seriously nasty stuff. We also have MHD19, who is the medical droid. And the reason we have the medical droid essentially is for all the recovery stuff, and that's what makes an IG box work essentially. So again, to anyone new to the game, an IG box essentially is a list where you have IG, usually IG88, but in this case we have both IGs, and then you box them around your defensive droid units. So MHD19 can heal them up, when he takes damage, and then C3PO, he can give out focus tokens, but he also has a defensive buff. So when you can box your droids around your other droids, you can do absolutely nasty things, which I think we are going to see in this game here. And then for skirmish upgrades, we have extra armor, which gives you 4 block tokens at the start of the game, and then black market. And what black market does is essentially allows you to draw an extra card, potentially. Or rather, let's go through it. So essentially, you take a strain on one of your smugglers, which in his case will be Greedo or Vinto, which will be a damage or discard a card to remove the strain. And then you get to reveal the top card of your deck. Then you get to perform one of 3 different actions. You either can put the card back on top of your deck, you can pay victory points equal to the card's cost to draw it, or you can discard the card and gain victory points equal to the card's cost. Correct, yeah. Thought I got confused there. No, that is correct. So this is a list I find very, very interesting. I love the idea of box lists. As a Hard Rangers player, you know, I love boxing up, even though there wasn't quite as many recovery techniques as previously. Hello, Derek. Welcome to the stream as well. Yeah, so Derek is the one I spoke to you guys about, who... Oh, you came second in your regional. Okay, still respectable. Okay, so that's Tom's list. So at this point, this is round 2 again, and it was a small tournament. We only played 3 rounds. And then his opponent, Melio, he's running a very different list. So it's a rebel list. And what we have here is Han Solo with the Rogue Smuggler upgrade. And essentially, just like focused on the kill, Rogue Smuggler is an upgrade for Han Solo, which makes him really, really good. Because prior to the upgrade, he was just bad. His statistics and damage output and everything was just horrible for his points value. We then have Jin Odan, who is a very powerful and mighty annoying smuggler figure. Essentially, she can perform attacks at the start of enemy figure's activation. And she has a search for stun, so she can do just nasty things. We also have Sabine Wren, who is just an all-around very, very powerful figure. Great attack, great defense, great abilities. A broken command card, so we'll see if that one comes up this game. We have Loku Kanaloa, which will be, I think, very handy against this list. So what Loku is good at is that he has the opportunity to play spy cards, which can be absolutely brutal. But also what Loku can do is that he, at the start of the game, gets to place a recon token on a unique hostile figure. And what that does, essentially, is that whenever a friendly figure attacks that enemy figure, they get a buff. And when the aim of Tom's list is to survive as long as possible with all of his healing tricks that he'll have with his MHD figure, that's going to come in very handy. Other figures, we just have the classic Rebel support. We have R2-D2, C-3PO, Gideon, Argus, and Harrison Dula. So yeah, this should... Oh yeah, and then some other upgrades. We have Bounce of the Force for extra points in your command deck, which I love that card. I run that one in my Han Rangers build as well. And then we have Heroic Effort, which essentially you can include in your list if all of your figures are unique, and just lets you cycle your cards a little bit better. So it's a really great card, I love it. Okay, and we will see what they are going to do. So the mission, we'll have a look at what it is Priority Extraction. So a Senator is a figure, and the Senators are these 6 tokens here. We got 3 red in the red deployment zone and 3 blue in the blue deployment zone. A Senator is a figure, health 7, defense 1, block 1 evade, friendly to the player whose deployment zone matches the Senator's color. So if you start on this side, these Senators are going to be friendly to you. If you start on this side, these Senators are going to be friendly to you. When a Senator enters a space... No, when a Senator enters an extraction point, remove it from the map, and the player to whom it was friendly scores 5 victory points. So the extraction points are these 2 sides of the map right here. So essentially the objective of the game is going to be to get your Senators to that spot. But here's the kicker. At the end of each round, for every friendly Senator on the map essentially, each player gains 1 victory point. So 3 per round, as long as they're all on the map. And then moves that Senator up to 4 spaces adjacent to a friendly figure. Any victory points gained from these effects are scored simultaneously. So essentially what this means is that even though they never activate, you're going to be able to push them and move them at the end of every round. Alrighty, so we'll see how they deploy. Okay, so it looks like the droids actually got the bottom deployment zone. So what I'm just looking at the moment is called a log file, and that's essentially when you save your game in a format where someone would be able to access it and watch it. Alrighty, so they're just shuffling around. Emilio moving his guys up top. Okay. Alrighty, so this looks like the final deployment. And yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. We've got R2, easy access to the terminal, which is always important. All the figures boxed up around Hera, which is nice, as Hera just give the +1 movement buff at the start of the game. And yeah, with Tom's positioning, nothing much to comment on, I think. He's boxing up, which is what you need to do. Alrighty, so I'm not sure who has initiative here, but now we got the push coming from Hera. Hold up. Did I spawn the wrong log file? I might have, because this looks like the final. Yes, it is. Alright, well that is an easy fix. Sorry about the confusion there. We will spawn the correct log file in real quick. Just because we don't really want to start with the final now, do we? Although, I guess at this point, maybe we'll just take a more in-depth look at the final instead. Yeah, let's do that. We will do the log file. So flip-flopping around a little bit. I was expecting to do 2, but considering we have 45 minutes until the league game that we're gonna spectate starts, we'll just do it this way instead. I think is easier. Okay. Alrighty. So we'll zoom past what we already know. Alright, so yeah. This is my mistake. This was not Emilio. This is HAAWK. So HAAWK is a highly skilled player over in Finland. He's won several tournaments and he's been doing very well, especially with his Vader lists. But it looks like he's going Rebel now. I've seen him run some other Rebel lists as well. But yeah, so this was the final match. Final match in the tournament. And we will see how it goes. So, both drawing some command cards, and we'll see who activates first. I'm presuming HAAWK has initiative, considering that the initiative token is on his side of the board, but that might just be them forgetting to move it. Okay. Yeah, so HAAWK is on the blue side, as we can see with the name. Alright, so it looks like HAAWK is starting off. So HAAWK is activating his R2. Yep. Moving it up to the terminal and drawing an additional command card, which is always handy. So it looks like Tom is then passing. So we will have then C3PO activating, which is just a good choice, getting the focus tokens out. So 3PO activates, focuses Jin, which is going to be very painful, because again, Jin has the search for stun. And if she can stun one of the droids, that could be very, very painful. Okay, and it looks like down here we've got a blue token on IG-11, which I presume is the recon token. So essentially, when anyone attacks IG-11, they're going to get plus an additional PS1 to their attack, which will make him just a little bit easier to kill. Okay, so on Tom's side we have 3PO activating, which makes sense. Focusing Vinto, which is not a bad idea. And then just moving up a little bit, trying to box around. Okay, and then we have Gideon activating on HAAWK's side. He focuses Han and then pushes Sabine 2 to there. Which makes sense. I mean, Han is an absolute powerhouse with the focus token. He's one of the best snipers in the game, and one of the most consistent damage dealers at range in the game as well. So he could do some very nasty things here. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. Moving Sabine makes sense, as Sabine has her free ability, which allows her to throw a grenade once per activation. Moving her up is just going to put you in a better position to do that. Okay, so it looks like Greedo has activated, just moving up, controlling the terminal. Makes sense. I mean, with how you play with the box list, you want to stick back, box around, and get all of your defensive buffs off. Makes sense. And drawing your cards is going to be helpful for that, so taking the terminal makes a lot of sense. Okay, so Hera activating here. She moves 4 and opens the door. A very nice move, which is always handy. Opening doors is... I mean, that is how you're going to shoot. And ultimately, even though IG-11 and arguably IG-88, they are pretty good snipers, you know, they got very decent range, Han is better. Barring Rangers, Han is the best sniper in the game. That is just fact. Just pure fact. Okay, so Vinton activates, running up, standing next to the door but not opening it, which also I think makes sense. Because at this point, there's no point for Tom to really be the aggressive player in this situation. So he can just kind of stay there and let the occasion unravel. Because the longer he waits, the more cards he's going to draw. And there are some seriously good defensive cards in Tom's command deck, which you will see. Okay, so we have got Jin activating, and we'll see where she decides to go. Okay, so she's running up. Remember, Jin has a speed of 5, so if she double moves, she can move an entire 10 spaces. Okay, a very aggressive move. But actually, I actually like that, because it means that whoever now opens the door is going to be very much at risk. And I like that. Exerting pressure on your opponent is always a good thing to do. And I think HAAWK is doing that very well here. Oh? Maybe a little reconsideration here? Okay. Alright, so I think that's a pretty good move as well. So instead of advancing up, we are just staying back over there. Yeah, I don't know. I think if you've got the opportunity to move up, I don't see a huge reason why you wouldn't, because if he were to open his door, then you're going to take a bevy of Sabine grenades, you're going to take a Han shot and end of round Han shot, because remember, Han gets to shoot again at the end of the round, and probably Loku could even do something, and just exerting a little bit of pressure, but at the same time, being overly aggressive when you don't need to is a very common fatal flaw in the game. So I do like the fact that he is playing conservatively and is being careful. Okay, so MHD moving up, and yeah, there's just a beautiful spot for him. He is able to... Yeah, I like that positioning a lot, because he can very easily pop out, heal people who are going to just be... I'm presuming that Tom might just leave his droids just around here. Or maybe even by the door, but that would be a little bit of a riskier play. So we'll just see. And Tom is a pretty defensive player, I'd say. I played against him a few times. So we actually faced off in the top 8 match, I believe, in the 2018 UK National Championships. Really difficult match, I'll tell you. He's a very good player. Okay, so Loku activating. Yeah, standing behind Hera. I do like that positioning a lot. Whoever you were to attack at this point, it's not really a super critical one. Because as we can see here, if we look a little bit closer, so we've got Hera here, but here we've got some blocking terrain. That means that anyone who is trying to snipe from the door has to attack Hera. And you're okay with losing Hera. Hera is not your bulwark in damage dealing. She's a support figure. She is a support figure. And also I love what he's done with his Han as well, because it's going to be very easy for him to just slip his Han into this little hole here, completely defended, yet Han can draw line of sight into this entire room, which I love. I love this move. Okay, so IG-11 moving up to the door but not opening it. Feels wise. I mean, IG-11 could pretty easily later on just open the door with one action and then shoot twice, because IG-11 does have the rapid fire special action, allowing him to perform 2 attacks in one action, which is so powerful. Yeah, so I think standing there behind the door would be definitely a good choice. Okay, Han is making his move. Yep. moving into that little hole. I think that's just... It's just an all-around good move. Very well positioned here by HAAWK so far. I really enjoy his positioning. And Tom has been positioned very well as well. Okay, so IG-88 moving up as well. Let's see where he goes. Okay, considering some options. Okay, looks like that's the final choice. I like that spot a lot. I do, actually. So that is a pretty tricky spot to get to with IG. Or rather, sorry, that is a difficult spot to anyone else who wants to get to IG. I mean, if we look at it, if we draw some line of sight from here... Okay, so I can't use the tool. Oh, I can, actually. So if we draw line of sight from here, just using basic graph functionality, go 1 up 2 across, 1 up 2 across, 1 up 2 across, 1 up 2 across, 1 up 2 across. And right now we can see essentially the topmost corner you would need to be at to draw line of sight to IG from there. And so you can see that Han cannot get to him within 2 spaces. Han would need to go 1, 2, 3 to there, and then you could snipe in. And if Han goes 3, 1, 2, 3, you only have 1 movement point left, so you have to move back 1, which leaves you way out in the open. And if we look at this line here, it's going to be very, very difficult to get to IG. So I like that positioning a lot, whereas IG, because he is such a fast figure, because remember, he has speed 5 and 2 free movement points, so you can move 7 spaces and attack. And he's got a nasty attack pool too, so if IG were to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, easy shotgun in the face on Sabine. If you got Blaze of Glory to activate again, then it's gross. Okay, so we got a command card being played. Heart of Freedom. Okay, so we now got Sabine Wren activating. Playing Heart of Freedom for the extra movement points, which I like a lot. Heart of Freedom is a beautiful card. I play the one all the time in my Han Rangers matchup. Han Rangers build, back in the day at least. I don't think it's the best thing you could take for 2 points in a Han Rangers list, but in that list... there's nothing worse than stunning Han and then suddenly he just removes the stun. But using it for the movement points I think is going to be very handy, because at this point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Yeah, exactly. So you could easily go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces down, shoot IG, throw a grenade on him, and then move 6 to there and hide on there. As Sabine is a mobile figure, because she has a jetpack, she's able to do that, which is... I love that. So let's see if he does that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Yep. We'll see if she throws the grenade or shoots first. Shooting first, playing Element of Surprise, which is, I think, a very good choice. And what's interesting here is that, even though I would absolutely put IG-88 where Tom did, I think that's a great spot to put him. But he has now left him pretty far away from his MHD-19 box. So he's not getting 3PO's defensive buff, and it's going to be a little bit tricky for MHD to go to him and heal him, but we'll see. Okay, so we got Element being played. Yeah, looks like it was good, no negation or anything. So IG has a built-in static block, spends a power token for an additional block, and we will see if Sabine is able to cut through it. Okay, very good attack roll, almost a max roll. So we got... Why is that defense die being rolled? Okay, they must have just made a mistake. 4 damage was put on the figure. And then I'm presuming we're going to have a grenade come in. Yes, beautiful. So 1 more damage going on IG. So I've taken 5 damage, which is not bad at all. And yeah, then just hiding behind there. Yeah, I do think going on the right side is just a little bit better. Leaves you safe from any Vinto or IG-11 action where they could run in and shoot you from there. But right now, she is stupidly safe. Which is Sabine for you. She can do those kinds of things. And hello on Visca, welcome to the stream. Okay, so that's the end of round 1. Yeah, I mean, as you would expect for a finals game, these two players are at the top of their game, their positioning is on point. It's hard to say who's got the upper hand at this point. Han is in just a beautiful position, but so is IG-88. The only issue is that he is far from his friends. And it would be ghastly if we would have a early IG kill. I'm not sure you could kill IG right now, but still, if you could just do a little bit of damage, it's critical. So let's see what happens. So they're both drawing up some cards, they're moving the senators. let's see where the senators move. So on the red side here, on Tom's side, we have one senator here, and one here. So just kind of continuing boxing up. And what's very interesting about the senators, which most people don't know, or rather, some people don't know, is that they do block line of sight because they are figures. Which means that you could use them as body blockers, which is a very cool idea. Okay, and then HAAWK, moving his senators up as well. Yeah. Just keeping them behind his figures, just like Tom is. Looks good. So both players get 3 points, as they are both holding 3 senators. Oh, did we get to see what the black market card was? No. Must have just been done verbally then. Oh, okay. So on Tom's side, we have Second Chance coming out and being played. Yeah, I think that's a really good choice, because it essentially gives IG-88 a second chance at life, so it's going to be very difficult to kill him, which could be absolutely invaluable if you're planning on dive bombing him in now. So let's see what happens. Yeah, on IG-88, makes sense. So it looks like initiative is now on HAAWK's side, so it looks like Tom started with initiative. Okay, so seem to be activating Jin first. Which is interesting. Yeah, I'll take that. I mean, if you can stun IG here, that's absolutely massive. Okay, so 2 blocks. Oh, not a great roll, but a bad defense roll as well. Yeah, so they brought the card out. So her surges are for +1 accuracy, +1 damage, +2 accuracy, +2 damage, and stun pierce 1. So yeah, I mean, if we look at it at the moment, she can use all of her surges. So we're going to get the +2, we're going to get the +1, we're going to use the pierce 1. So we can cancel this block with the pierce, +2 blocks that out, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4 damage going through and a stun. That's painful. And that was a bad roll too. I mean, if that had been a better roll, that could have been... It wasn't a horrible roll though. I mean, because her surges are so good, it's difficult to roll badly on Jin. Okay, and then she takes a strain from her Sidewinder ability to move 2 spaces. See where she moves. Oh, okay, that is brutal. So Jin now has activated. She has beautifully moved around the corner there to be able to contest that area a little bit and just threaten, kind of dare him to open the door. I love seeing players kind of try and tempt their opponents into doing something which is bad. Opening the door right now would be a net loss for him. He could get some very nice attacks off at Jin, but Han would blow him out of the sky. So we'll see if Tom takes the bait. I doubt he will, but you never know. Alrighty, and now Strength and Numbers being played, which is just beautiful. So because Jin is 5 points and Sabine is 7, 5 plus 7 is 12. And this now means that he can activate Sabine immediately. And this could be absolutely huge. I mean, if he by some cruel miracle is able to deal 7 damage with his attack, maybe if he's got some cards, which then gets rid of Second Chance and heals IG for 2, and then throws his grenade to kill him, that would be insane. So let's see if that's what happens. So Sabine activates, she moves 1 to there. That's going to help. Attacking with primary targets, so she becomes focused and applies +1 damage. It's just gross. Let's see how she rolls. Not a bad roll at all. Green could be better, but that's still a decent roll. Okay, so with the surges for the PS2, cancel these 2 blocks. The +1, cancel this +1 block. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage going through. Not quite enough, unfortunately. Oh wait, did Second Chance trigger? No, I'm not sure. Yeah, Derek, so Jin does have line of sight to IG-11. The only issue is that if IG-11 were to activate, open the door, and then shoot her, she won't be able to hair trigger, because he would already have started his activation behind the door. I still think it's a nice play as far as board control goes, because he's really daring him to open the door, which I like. Because Han would just light him up if he does. Okay, so I'm not sure if I miscounted this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... minus 1 is 5 damage. So he should only go to 13. Okay, they did go to 13, but then just forgot. Went 1 too far. Alrighty. So we are throwing a grenade next. Oh. Oh no. Okay, the 1 in 6. It's gonna happen. Sabine is absolutely an amazing character, but sometimes she whiffs her grenade. So there's 0 damage, which is very critical, because right now Second Chance is still alive. Okay, well let's see what Sabine does next. Does she run back, or does she stay there behind the wall? I'm presuming you probably stay there. There's not a huge reason to run away. Oh, okay, okay, we got some action going on here. Doors opening. I can only presume that's IG-11. That looks like IG-11's tech pull. Okay, so you must be using rapid fire. Probably attacking Jin, I presume? Yeah. So going into Jin. Yeah, that targeted computer. Man. So good. That should only be 5 damage because of Jin's cunning ability. But I don't think it's going to matter much. So she should be on 6 health at this point. Not 7, but... Okay, he attacks her a second time, and then she plays on the lamb on defense to allow her to perform a move. Ah, that's Jin for you. That's Jin. Or rather, smugglers in general. Smugglers can be an absolute pain in the rear end. Okay, so she's running away. Let's see exactly where she goes. Okay, yeah. If he had lamb in hand, that really makes that a nice choice. I love his positioning there because it's close enough that he's really tempting IG-11, and he knows he can probably take a hit. And then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is just a beautiful spot to be in. And right now he's left his guys completely vulnerable to Han and Loku sniping. Touché. Touché. Very well played by 2K here. And now also IG-11 is just standing there. So we'll see what happens next. Yep, Loku activating. Okay. So we'll see what he does. I probably would have, because he has speed 5, I probably would have moved 1 further down to just get a little bit closer to the target and then move 2. You would still be safe back there even though you wouldn't be behind Hera. So we'll see if this pays off for him, if he manages to hit. What's nice about him attacking IG-11 is that because IG-11 does have the recon token on him, Loku has an ability where he becomes automatically focused when he attacks a figure with a recon token. So this could be critical. Right, yeah, so 2 blocks and evade. So the evade is coming from 3PO, 1 block is coming from a static block defense, and then the other block is coming from the block token. Ugh. Awful roll there. Yeah, that is 0 damage. Not even funny. Did he hit though? So we got 2 on the blue, 3 on the green, and then he's 3 away. I believe he's got an innate 4 accuracy, so it looks like he's fine. But yeah, that's ugly. That's not what you want. Horrible red roll there. Yep, Loki moving back. Okay, Greedo moving up. And this is what I was talking about with the fun little tricks that Tom had up his sleeves. Greedo runs up and plays Repair on IG-88. And what Repair is that it's a 2-point command card. You can include 2 in your deck. And for an action, you select an adjacent friendly droid or vehicle. They recover 3 damage. That, compared with MHD, is what makes this iteration of the IG box list so devastating. So, Derek, start taking notes. If you want to run a devastating IG box list, yeah, I think putting Repair in would definitely help you. So yeah, IG-88 healing 3 damage, which is brutal. And that's it for redo. Okay, so R2 activating next for Tuka. Taking his time, drawing some cards. I think that makes sense. There's not really anything that Tuka has which is an inherent danger, which he wants to activate. And there's no point in activating Hera, because, you know, sure you can move 2 and then take a range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shot, but not really worth it. I'm just gonna get my drink ready, so I don't have to drink out of the bottle. Alrighty, so yeah, I think drawing with R2 makes sense. Next up, 3PO is going for Tom. Okay, and he's just staying there. Staying there and focusing up IG-11. Makes perfect sense. IG-11 loves the focus. He turns into an absolute powerhouse with the focus. And then the other 3PO for on Tuka's side is going up focusing Hera. Which I think makes sense at this point. Because Hera... Jin, there's a chance that she could die here. So you probably don't want to focus her up, even though her attack is a lot better. But also, if you were to focus Hera up at this point, she could, like I said, go down 2, shoot, and then go 2 back. And now with the focus token, her chance of hitting and actually dealing damage would go up significantly. Okay, so let's see who's activating next. Okay, so Hera's activating next, which I think makes sense. Going 1, 2... Oh! Okay. Yeah, that's not a bad move at all. Did IG-88 activate in there somewhere? He might have. Tom didn't exhaust the figure. But yeah, looks like he cleared stun and moved, potentially? Which is such an awful turn to do with IG, which is why stun is such a powerful condition. Because when you can take a figure as supreme as IG-88... Ugh, it's gross. Alright. So... Hera shooting Greedo is going to be a little bit easier for her to hit, because there's less defensive bonus, and also he's closer. He is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces away instead of 7, like IG-11 is. So let's see how she does. Not a great attack roll. So 5 damage going through, which is not bad, but... yeah, you're probably hoping for a little bit more. Okay, then moving 2 back, makes perfect sense. Yeah, and here we go. So MHD-19 activating, going up, yeah, healing IG for 3 health. It's insane. IG has now healed 6 damage this round, and he's going to heal 2 more from second chance. It's absurd. But that is why we love MHD-19. Okay, Gideon now activating. Moving up 3, probably focusing Sabine at this point. Let's see where he goes. Yep, focusing Sabine makes perfect sense. There's no reason not to. Just taking your time a little bit with Han. I guess another option would have been activate Han, take your shot. Then just stay back there and then let Gideon focus you up again. But obviously the risk with that is that if Vinto were now to do something ghastly, you probably want to adjust with Han and move him somehow. So I think this is still a very nice life choice. Okay, Vinto moving up to the side, a pretty defensive spot, but also it got some nice offense options. I like how he's defended from both sides. So IG-88 is keeping me safe on the right side, and on the left side we've got this red blocking terrain here. Alright. Yeah, I think that's a good spot. But now Han is going to bring the pain. Han will bring the absolute pain. So going to shooting IG. Yeah. Nice Han roll. Do you bother rerolling the blue? Your accuracy is 1, 2, and a 1, 2, and a 1, search plus 2. Yeah, so I see no reason why you wouldn't reroll the blue. Because you can't draw anything worse. Yeah, exactly. Got some accuracy, but that's fine. And then, because he has a recon token, this is now an additional PS1, so cutting through a block. So we got 3 blocks going up, so taking 4 damage. Not bad. Then Han moves 2 to that. Okay. So feeling a little bit aggressive here. I think that's a nice spot still, because killing Han is going to be tricky. But now that Lamb is gone, it's an exposed position. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Blaze of Glory being played by Tom. And what Blaze of Glory does is that it allows IG-88 to ready his deployment card, which lets him activate again. And with IG's attack pool, it's dumb. It is so dumb. It's such a powerful card. But he does take 3 damage at the end of the round to compensate for that. But with second chance, it's only going to be 1 damage, which is not bad. Okay, so moving 3 to there. Using the shotgun attack on Sabine. Oh, or not. Who's he attacking? He might be going for Gideon here, to be honest. Yeah, looks like it. And he does get the kill. Interesting. Okay, so an early kill on John right here by Tom. I like that move. I like it a lot, because just like Tom's list relies on his survivability with his support figures, Tuka's list relies on his offense ability, which is buffed by his support figures. So if you can get rid of Hera, 3PO, and Gideon, the damage output goes down significantly, and if you can't kill MHD, a lower damage output means you're not going to kill anyone. So I like that move by Tom a lot, because it can be tempting just to go for the juiciest targets. Beautiful. Tom then plays Opportunistic, which I think is an amazing, amazing choice. And allows him to gain some extra movement points before he attacks again, because again... oh, actually, does that matter? No, because he already moved 3, so he might be doing it for someone else. Okay, he's doing it with Vinto. To get... Ah, I like that. I like that a lot. Vinto is now going to mop up, because I believe that Jin is on 1 health remaining. Yeah, she's 8 health. And if we think about that, that means that with Vinto's Bolt Slinger ability, if he were to attack Sabine, he can kill Jin just by pinging a damage on her. Very nice. Okay, and that concludes round 2. It's hard to say who's in a better position right now. I think at the moment you probably have to give it to Tom, just because he's able to cancel so much damage with his MHD and his other stuff, and with initiative going to Tom next. Unless Tuka's able to take initiative somehow, this could be a brutal start of the turn. If Vinto, say, is able to almost kill Speed, maybe even kill her, I don't know. I doubt it. Vinto's not that good of an attacker. We'll see. Let's get the playlist running again. And yeah, so I did some audio corrections since last week, so hopefully everything should sound a little bit better. Alright. Yeah, so round 2, it's hard. It's hard to say. I've probably got to give the edge to Tom at this point, but Tuka could pull it out with some clever positioning. Okay, Senators are now moving up. We'll see where they go. Ah, I see, yeah. So Han moving away from there allows him to use the spot for the Senator, which is nice. Okay, so the Senators are moving up pretty aggressively. They are going full send, just right towards the spot over there. So those Senators are rushing, and at this point, if IG or Han could kill some Senators, that would be a huge swing. Because again, they are 5 points each. So if you can kill them, you're denying your opponent so many points. Okay, Han taking an end around shot off at IG. Oh. Nice roll there. Very nice roll. think we got accuracy with a 1, 2, 3 on the blue, 1, 2 on the green, 1 on the green, search plus 2. Okay, so he has to search with plus 1 damage plus 2 accuracy. No, actually, he has Hera. That is why he just used Hera. Probably for the Surge then at that point. Yeah, for the Surge. Love it. I love it. So let's see, how much damage would that be? So you're piercing 1, 2 blocks of 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. Not bad at all. Archie takes 1 end of the round. Okay, initiative flips to Tom. Let's see if we have any start round effects. Oh! Second chance being played on Jin. Oh, I don't know about that. Although I do guess it would force Vinto to attack Jin for a second attack. If you use your first attack to ping the damage to kill her, second chance keeps her alive. Yeah, could be interesting. I mean, you probably don't have anyone better to play it on, if I'm being honest, so I think it's a good choice. Yep, so no take initiative, so Vinto is activating. Who's the attack going on? I'm presuming Sabine. Yep, 5 damage taken on Sabine, 1 damage taken on Jin with the Bolt Slinger ability. That triggers a second chance. I love this game. This is really, really interesting. So, I mean, I'm a Han player, but I never really play Han in a heroes list. And droids, haven't played much of them. It's really interesting to watch. Vinto then becomes... he loses his focus, doesn't become hidden. Second attack, I'm not sure who he's attacking here. Okay, he is attacking Sabine. Which means Jin is alive. That is absolutely massive. Yeah. And yeah, Jin... yeah, there's no huge point in using Jin right now. I mean, at this point you probably just want to go with Sabine and just take your time with those juicy targets. Because right now... because Jin is one of the best anti-box list figures. Because of a grenade, that if you were to box up around your defensive figure, he just throws a grenade and hits even more people with a grenade. That's probably what's going to happen here. So starts by going 1, shooting IG-88, makes perfect sense. He is a powerhouse and needs to be killed ASAP. Solid attack roll. Good defense roll too. So you're going to search for you're probably going to search for the pierce, no real point in doing the blast. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage going through on IG. Oh, okay, so IG has 2 health remaining. A well-placed grenade right now would kill IG. Okay, so she moves down 1 more, throws a grenade on IG's space, so it doesn't. So unfortunately, it's not going to hit IG-11. But let's see, does he roll? He does roll the 2. He does roll the 2. Now that would kill IG-88. However, Tom is running an MHD list, and MHD has a command card called Miracle Worker, which you play when a friendly figure within 3 spaces is defeated. They don't become defeated, instead they recover 3 health, which is stupid. It is such a good card. But I don't know if Tom has it. If he has it right now, that is huge, because that means IG is still alive. But if he doesn't have it... let's see. Yeah. Miracle Worker gets played. But now it is out. And we have seen 1 copy of Repair go, we have seen Miracle Worker go. So we could have 1 more Repair. But that is most of the healing mechanics gone. And second chance is gone as well, so HAAWK has been able to slice through a lot of Tom's survivability tech. Okay, then probably moving back, yeah. Moving back into the spire makes perfect sense. And yeah. Oh yeah, the Senator does take 2 as well, because he was adjacent. Which could be critical, because that Senator can't get into the extraction zone yet. Okay, we have Vengeance approaching. So IG-11 is just rushing up, moving into a very nice spot there. I like that a lot. And I'm getting the feeling we are going to see him unload on Sabine a little bit, get some revenge. She rolls the dodge. That is potentially game-changing right there, because if she hadn't rolled the dodge and had died there, which probably would have, you know, only 4 health remaining, and it's a focused IG, for goodness sake. he could get his second attack off against Jin to potentially kill her. That is now impossible. Huge move right there. Okay, so second attack going on. Okay, that's insane. 2 dodges in a row. I mean, if you tuned in for last week's stream, you probably saw when I was dodged against 4 times in a row. But oh, that is huge. That is absolutely huge and could potentially cost Tom the game. But let's see, so Loku's activating, probably going for the kill shot on IG-11 at this point, which would make perfect sense. Although, I'm a little bit surprised you wouldn't go with Jin at this point. You could very easily go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with her, shoot IG-88, and then also be in a perfect position so that you would be able to shoot him when he activates. And if you can kill him, that would be just game-changing. Anyway, we have got an attack going into IG-11. Loku has not been rolling very well today. But that's a bad roll too. And 4 damage does it, so we have the first kill on one of Tom's figures. Oh my goodness. Celebration being played, so that is a 13-point swing, ladies and gentlemen. 13 points. Oh, okay. Tom negates it, so only 9 points gets awarded. But still, that is big. Okay, so Loki pops back. Very nicely body blocking for Jin, which I like a lot. Okay, Tom now plays planning, I presume with... I have no idea who he's playing it with. I presume 3PO. But it was negated by Tuka. So no negation there. So no planning there. Which is critical. Okay, 3PO moving up. Okay, so it looks like we got Hera activating now. I'm still surprised that you wouldn't go with Jin and just try and kill IG. Maybe I'm missing something here. Okay, so Hera going up, taking a shot at 3PO. I think that makes sense. If you can kill that little box, that would be very helpful. Okay, that would kill 3PO. Let's see if he can reroll into the dodge. He doesn't, and even with a block of 8, 2 damage goes through, kills him right off thanks to the lucky grenade earlier. So a dead droid right there. This is where I think the game starts to change. Yeah, MHD activating, body blocking for IG, and healing him up. Makes perfect sense. I am not sure how Greedo has become focused. I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay, so 3PO went up and focused Greedo earlier. I see, that makes sense. Okay, so 3PO going, focusing Han. Yeah, I'm very surprised there. I would really expect you to go and... Because Tom doesn't have any other figures to activate, so if you want to go with Jin, you can go 5, you can attack him once, then attack him again when he activates. Maybe kill him, but even if not, you could stun him and now save Sabine. So, I'm not sure about that. Maybe he just forgot or something, but we'll see. So, IG attacks Jin. Sorry, not Jin. He does his shotgun attacks, red, red, green, into Sabine. No dodge this time, so that'll kill her, finally. Yeah, and that's the issue now, because now he's tucked into that little box, which, I have to say, very well played by Tom there, being able to create that box. I didn't even see that being formed. Very clever move there. So this is going to make things a lot trickier. Okay, Han activating. We might be shooting some senators here. Nope, no senators. No one cares about the senators right now. Yeah. So, Han moving up, shooting MHG, makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. For so many reasons, because if you can now stop the heal mechanic, it's going to be huge. Solid roll, good defense roll too. You're going to want to reroll the blue on your... Surely. Not reloading the blue? Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't reload the blue though. There's no reason not to. You can't draw anything worse. But, again, this is at the end of the tournament. This on the third round, the players will be getting a little bit tired. So we're not going to be judgmental or anything. You know, people forget things when they're far into tournament games. Okay, so 4 damage taken. That's okay. Sabine then going up. I keep on mixing the names up. We got Jin going up. Shooting MHD. Makes sense. Could potentially land the kill there. Yeah, bad defense roll means that MHD is now dead. And that is very, very big, because barring another recovery card, that's it for healing. And now we have got a 9 health IG, a Vinto and an almost dead Greedo go up against a fully healthy Han, almost dead Jin, and fully healthy Loku. Things are not looking good for Tom right now, but we will see. Stranger things have happened. Okay, so Senators go. So HAAWK is bringing his Senator up to there so he can then move his other 2 into the extraction zone, and Tom does the same thing. So these players both get 10 points each. Oh. Missed that. Okay, so we got Han's end of round attack happening now. Looks like he's going on to Greedo. Makes sense, you probably just want to get rid of him now. And the dodge, which Tom was owed to dodge after those huge dodges rolled by HAAWK earlier. Oh. So this looks like the end of the log file. So either time was called here, which I think is a possibility. It's a big map, and even though we were scrolling through it pretty quickly, it does take a while for players to, you know, make their decisions and stuff like that, because there were some really complex, high-tier choices made in this game. And that's not something you just do in 5 seconds. That takes time to think about and analyze what to do. So yeah, HAAWK comes out as the victor. I don't think really that there was a way for Tom to pull out, because IG is going to die, and even if IG doesn't die, Han is going to, or rather HAAWK pretty easily is going to get the Senator, his final Senator, into the station, or extraction zone. So yeah, very well played by both players here. Again, these are top tier players. They've ranked very highly in so many different tournaments. HAAWK, in fact, came 2nd place at the most recent IACP Season 3 Vassal Seasonal Tournament. And speaking of those, in a couple of weeks' time we will be announcing the Season 4 VSTs. And you guys are going to really enjoy them. If you're new to the game, if you're old to the game, I think you're going to love it. We are reworking our prices a little bit. We got the same number of prizes. We are halving the ticket cost. The prizes are still just as good, if not better, than last season's. But we will be splitting up the times at the tournaments will be run. So we will have some tournaments be run for the UK time, the European time zones, some for the American time zones, and I shouldn't be saying this, but hey, it's on the stream, so why not? We might be having some players. We might be having some tournaments over in New Zealand. So if you're in Oceanic time and you are interested, be sure to let us know, because if there isn't enough interest, we can't run them. But if we do have enough interest from you guys over there, if you're in Australia, Asia, or New Zealand, be sure to let us know. And you would be interested in playing in the tournaments. Okay, so yeah, very well played. Very well done on HAAWK. And in fact, we will now jump in and spectate HAAWK's league game. So I'm not sure whether HAAWK is going to run this list or something else. But he is going to run something in his league game, and we'll see what the map is. Alrighty. Yeah, but also very well played by Tom. It's a very strong list he's got. He and Oliver Dewhurst, they designed that list together, and it does well. I mean, he went 2-1, losing only to HAAWK. Alrighty. So we will jump onto online Vassal now. And with online Vassal, we will see if their league game has started yet. It looks like it has. Oh, beautiful. We caught them right at the start. I'm very happy about this. Oh, yeah, and they're playing on one of my absolute favourite maps as well. So this is Moss Isley Back Alleys. It is arguably one of the best tournament games in... tournament maps in the game. So well balanced, well designed. So good. Alright, we'll just let them know that we're here. Just make sure that they haven't changed their minds. Alright, and we'll see what they think about that. Okay, so looking at the list... Actually, we'll look at the lists in a second here. But yes, the final breakdown, while we wait for their response, the breakdown for the Covering Fire tournament was that the winner of the tournament was obviously HAAWK, running his Rebels Heroes list. And the runner-up for the tournament was Tom Parrish, running his droids. And let's... I just have to remind myself what the rest of the seats were. Then in third place, we had Oliver Dewhurst, who was running a Chewbacca list, because Ollie is well known in the IA community for running Chewbacca brilliantly. Fourth place, with 1 and 2, we have Emilio, who was running a list similar to HAAWK's, which is why I got confused and thought that this was a different one for some reason. Mark Neely came in fifth place, with also a score of 1 and 2. He was running Weak Ways and Dark Saber Maul, which is very cool. And then Jessica came in last place, unfortunately, 0 and 3, with her double Trando's Dark Saber Maul list. So interesting that none of the Dark Saber lists with Maul made the top 3, or even the top 4. I think the bottom 2 were the only ones who ran Dark Saber Maul. So very interesting there. Alright, so we do have permission to play, or rather to spectate the game, which is good news for us. Judge them harshly. Yes, I will. I will judge them as harshly as I can. Righty, well, luckily we can take this. So now we're just going to be doing it at their pace, essentially. So we can just sit back and relax and enjoy the game. So let's look at the lists that we have going up against each other. So Jake Peterson, former podcaster on the Twin Troopers Imperial Assault podcast. If you're new to the game, you probably haven't heard of it. It's been discontinued for a while, but it's one of the great podcasts out there, and it should still be up. So if you're interested in looking at an in-depth review, figure by figure, similar to what we do in matchup analysis on Built on Hope, but if you want more opinions on those cards, be sure to give him a look. And also, I think they don't really look at any IACP figures, because that podcast was before the IACP time. Okay, but looking at the lists here, Jake Peterson, who's one of my great friends, he is running double Elite Jets, so an Imperial list, with 2 sets of Elite Jets. We have the new IACP Shore Troopers, which is very exciting to see. We have the Mortar Trooper squad upgrade. We have Grand Admiral Thrawn. We have an Elite Probe Droid, a regular officer, and then for upgrades we have Zillow Technique, because you never run Empire without Zillow Technique. And Rule by Fear and Extra Armor. So some nice staples there. It'll be interesting to see how he does. The Mortar Trooper so far. So the Mortar Trooper is a squad upgrade, and it's a certain type of attachment that was created in the last season. And essentially what it does is that it allows you to attach the card to a group and then add the figure to the group. So the Shore Trooper group, who are usually a 7 and 4 2-figure group, now becomes a group which is still 7 and 4, legally speaking, but it's now got a huge blob of a Mortar Troop, and it's got some very interesting rules, which I'm sure we'll see get played in this game. Then on HAAWK's side, he looks to be running the exact same list he was running in the tournament, so we'll see him masterfully get to play this again. Alright, so it looks like the game has started. So hero movement has created some nice pushing, which is nice. 3PO very nicely blocking for Han. We've got a planning coming out from Jake's side. So it looks like Thrawn is playing planning. Oh yeah, so it looks like so Second Chance was discarded by Thrawn with his Force ability. So Thrawn has the ability where at the start of his activation, he gets to look at the top card of his deck, the top card of his opponent's deck, and then discard one of them. And it looks like he did that and then discarded Second Chance, which is great. I mean, we saw how critical Second Chance was in the last game, so this could be huge. Okay, so Thrawn then activating, moving up, and looks like for his other ability, he gave an evade token to the Short Trooper, which I think is a fair choice. Imperial figures with evade tokens are gross, as we know from the Royal Guards. Okay. Alright, so on Tuka's side we have Jin moving up. Actually, so let's read the mission real quick, just so everyone is on the same page on what's going on. So, concealed treasures. A figure can retrieve a crate, so spend an action while adjacent to interact. Each figure can carry only one crate. When a figure enters a space adjacent to a stash, that figure may discard a crate it's carrying to gain 4 victory points. And at the end of each round, in reverse order of initiative, each player chooses and opens one closed door. So, yeah, this is one of my all-time favorite maps. Back when I ran my Han Rangers variant that had 3 regular smugglers in it, you know, it was pretty common that I would get between 12 and 16 objective points just from picking up crates, because the smugglers are amazing at this mission. But it'll be interesting to see how they do. So yeah, the crates, we can see here, there are 2 in this room, there are 2 up here on the top of the map, and then 4 in the cornucopia in the middle. And then the stashes, 1 over here, 1 over here. Alrighty. So yeah, Jin moving up. So what's interesting about this map is that the 3PO positioning here is so nice. With this block terrain here, it's going to be... with him only being able to shoot 3PO. Got the hiccups now. Gonna make his life a little bit more difficult, so to speak. But Jake does have a lot of options to play around with. So we'll just see exactly what it is that they do. Oh. Okay. Right, so it looks like we got some thinking going on. Which makes sense, you never want to rush these things. So I actually did run the Short Troopers, both during playtesting. And by that I mean internal playtesting, because the committee, we do some playtesting behind closed doors, you know, with ourselves prior to releasing cards. So most of the big kinks are usually... I'll just get rid of that awful song. So most of the kinks are worked out by the time that we release them to the public. But yeah, so we did play around with them a little bit, and they were so broken with our first iteration. So I might as well share exactly what it was. We got some story time with the committee. So the original design we had for them was basically exactly what we've got now, except in addition, we had, what was it called? Yeah, it was a 3-group activation. So you would have 3 Short Troopers for, I think they were 11 or 12 points, speed 5, very powerful shotgun attack pool, and yeah, it was broken. Them with double Stormtroopers and a Krennic, and also we had a previous version of Krennic that was also broken. And they just tore through their games. It was not even fun. So the previous Krennic version was that you got to double the effects of a power token every time you spent one for no cost. Instead, you take a strain when you gain a power token from him start of the round. Now it's much more balanced. Now you take a strain every time you spend the token to double it, which is good. It's good. It makes him a lot more balanced. Alright, so we've got a command card being played. Not sure who's being played on. Looks like it's coming from Tuka's side. Ah, I see. Oh, very nice. Hera using urgency to run up and open the door, which opens some beautiful line of sight options right here. Han can very easily go 1, 2, 3 and then attack this jet twice, and 2 Han attacks against Jet Trooper. The Jet Trooper's dead. If you've got a focus token and you're attacking twice, he's dead. He's dead. No way that he's going to survive that. So yeah, very nice move by Hera there. Yeah, that's why I've never really felt brave enough to stand there with the Jet Troopers, or with any of my smugglers when I've put them. I've always preferred to keep my smugglers and Jet Troopers here, just in case something like that happens. Because it just makes the line of sight that a little bit more difficult. Alrighty. Yeah, that's definitely gonna throw Jake's plans off a little bit. So yeah, these versions of the short troopers are definitely a lot more balanced, but still very powerful. I think they hold their own against the Jet Troop archetype very, very well. Jet Troopers are still good, of course. I think they'll depend a lot on the map rotation, and also how you want to play. Jet Troopers are very difficult to play with Krennic, whereas short troopers are easier to play with Krennic. Okay, it's short trooper moving up. Not opening the door yet. Feels wise. It's like a good life choice, so to speak. Oh, might be running back instead. That's fair. So essentially what makes the Mortar Gunner so special is that for 2 actions, instead of performing a regular attack, he can perform an attack while drawing a line of sight from one of the other short troopers, but still counting spaces from his own space. Which means that it potentially... Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. So opening the door, I like that. And now the other... Ah, I see. Oh, beautiful. Okay, I wasn't expecting that, but that's still a nice move. So what I was expecting is that Jake would be 1 space lower down, and then he would be very safe from any shots coming in from here. Because if we look at it, if you were to be in this spot, the only way for someone to see would be if we go from this line, it's just a x equals y trajectory, so 1 on 1. So you'd have to be in that space to be able to see him. Han 1, 2, 3, 4 can't get there. With urgency gone, it'll be very difficult. And that would allow the Mortar Trooper to shoot into a logo potentially. But at this point, I think going for Hera is not a bad choice either. So the Mortar Gunner is now activating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 range. It's long range, but the Mortar is, you know, he's got stupid accuracy bonuses. So his the minimum that he could roll is 7. So yeah, he's got it. Easy, easy. Easy peasy. Okay, decent defense roll, so search for the +2 damage. So 4 damage taken. Not bad, not bad. But I can't help but wonder whether that would have been better used on Loku. Who knows? Good use of the word cornucopia. I mean, it is, you know. Just that huge, enticing box of crates there in the middle. Which everyone's going to want to get, but it's ghastly. Yeah. So the thing is that with these lists at the moment, I would say that Tuga's list looks better just in pure offense capabilities. But Jake, I think, has a much better opportunity to play the objectives. And because the objectives are so valuable in this mission, it'll be interesting. Okay, so Jin activating, moving up to shoot the jet trooper, makes perfect sense. Spending the block token also makes perfect sense. So, let's see, right, we'll just get some, the sun went down a while ago, we got some darkness coming in, so we'll just set a secondary light. Looks good. Oh, so defense roll being made. Very, very solid defense roll. Yeah, that's gonna be painful. So at this point you probably just... You'll search for the +2 damage, you'll search for the PS1. So what would that be? 3 damage stun? Oh, Hera adds damage. So 4 damage and stun. Converting. Surprised you wouldn't add a surge then in that case. Would allow you to get your surge for +2 and the surge for PS1 stun out. But maybe he's not interested in stun, who knows. Well, let's see. Okay, so he decided to go for 2 damage and stun. Would have been 3 damage and stun if he had added the surge instead. Moving up that little bit with Sidewinder after the attack, which makes sense. Gets you a little bit close to the action. Does put her in a bit of a scary territory with that short trooper there. But at the same time, I think if you're Jake, if you can capitalize on objectives as much as you can, then HAAWK is going to be really on the back foot, because then you don't have to match his offensive capabilities, you just have to kill enough figures to take you over the line. So let's just look at this theoretically. So this jet trooper has a crate. This short trooper could go 1-2, pick up this crate, and then go 1-2-3. That's a very safe spot, because this red square is blocking his line of sight, and these two figures are blocking the line of sight if Han were to move up. So that would be 4 points with him, 4 points with him, 8 points so far. This one could go 1-2, pick up that crate, and then go 1-2-3 with his 5 movement, 12 points. This jet trooper, if he were to move up here at the end of the round, next round he can go 1-2, 1-2, pick up a crate, 1-2, 16 points. And just like that, we are currently looking at a 16-point swing in Jake's favor, which is massive. It's absolutely huge. Okay, jet trooper going up to aid. Not sure if he'll be doing the attacking or if he'll be doing the crate carrying. We shall see. Other one. Okay, we'll see where it goes. Okay. So he seems to be capitalizing a little more on the idea of being able to ambush HAAWK's figures around the corner, which honestly, that's a good idea too. I mean, if you can kill Hera and Jin, keep on forgetting her name, Hera and Jin, that's a big swing. That's a 9-point swing, in addition to a lot of damage buffing being taken rid of, and also Jin's nefarious stun. So I think that's a very fair play to do as well. And I mean, he could always grab crates later. The issue is the longer he waits, the more HAAWK can catch up by using his own figures to pick up crates. But again, he doesn't really have those throwaway figures that Jake has. So we'll see. Alrighty. Okay, now we've got some action going. Han is activating. Oh, yeah, that's going to be painful. So he's being a little bit aggressive, so we might see a lamb in his hand at the moment, but at the same time, I just don't think that you attack Han with Jake's list. I don't think you can afford it. Okay, so brace for impact being played. So brace for impact with a blocked with an evade token is going to be very. Zoom on a little bit on the map. Yeah, no worries at all. Let's see if we go one more maybe. There we go. That should be a little better. Yeah, there we go. That should do it. Okay. Yes, not a lot of damage going through this. Not a... Yeah, pretty poor rolls on both sides, I'm gonna be honest. That's a really, really bad Han roll. That's an okay defensive roll. I mean, it's a shame that you're using Brace to get one block, but at the same time, that's just the nature of the card. It's a 50% chance of you only getting one symbol. Yeah, so not a lot of damage going through. That's pretty disappointing for him. But let's see what happens after this. I think we got some interesting things that could come out of this. Yeah, because again, I just don't see a valid life choice why you would attack Han with Jake's list. I don't think killing Han is your way to victory. I think you just grab as many crates as you can, you run back to your stash, and then... C'est la vie. So I'm very curious to see how round 2 shakes out. I think round 2 is going to be very determinant on the... Okay, so probe droid going up. And he could shoot Hera. That could be a very interesting move. I mean, probe droids are surprisingly good attackers. I mean, they hit like an absolute bleeding truck when they want to. So we'll see. That probe could absolutely kill Hera right here. Oh, no, wait, it double moved together. Never mind. So it can't kill her. Okay, so Sabine going up, probably not going to throw a grenade, damage your own guys. But, yeah. Shooting the jet trooper makes perfect sense. Not a great roll, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, Jake's going to tap Zillow, because that's the final attack of the round. So no Pierce going out, so 2 damage. It's not great. Not what you want. Not what you want. Maybe 3. Maybe Jake used Zillow earlier. I'm just going to prepare something real quick. Just send the Gungans, they'll give you insta-win. Or HAAWK, those work too. Yeah, exactly. And welcome to the stream, Pedro. Alrighty, so I hate to run off in our moment of triumph, but I do have to take a quick break for just a couple of minutes. However, I will leave you guys entertained with some of the built-on notes music for you. I'll be back shortly.
lived a certain man on the boat long ago.
He was big and strong, in his hands a lightning glow.
Most people looked at him with terror and with fear.
But to chorus on chicks, he was such a lovely dear. He could preach the Senate like a preacher, full of ecstasy and fire. But he also was the kind of teacher Vader would desire.
Pop, pop, Palpatine, ruler of the Senate scene. He will come back, he's not really gone. Pop, pop, Palpatine, the Empire's hate machine. Isn't it strange that he can respawn? Had a secret plan and ruled from Mustafar.
But as a Dark Lord, he could not be Jar Jar.
In all affairs of state, he was the man to please.
You could feel the hate when he had a throat to squeeze. For the Queen, he was no weapons dealer, though she'd heard the things he'd done. She believed he was freedom's leader, who would end the war.
Pop, pop, Palpatine, ruler of the Senate scene. He will come back, he's not really gone. Pop, pop, Palpatine, the Empire's hate machine. Isn't it strange that he can respawn?
But as his pulling the strings and his hunger for unlimited power sacrificed more and more people, the balance of the Force was disturbed, and the Council became aware of his existence.
Keep an eye on him, declared his enemies.
But Anakin begged, don't you make me do it, please.
No doubt this Palpatine had lots of hidden charms.
Though he was a Sith, he did not cause much alarm. Then one night some Jedi on the council saw the truth dark side revealed. Let's visit him, that dangerous scoundrel. Sith was unconcealed.
Pop, pop, Palpatine, ruler of the Senate scene. Vader threw him into the core. Pop, pop, Palpatine, the Empire's hate machine. He left some clones that we can't ignore. Ray Palpatine left on Jakku now a teen. She didn't know, said, show me my place. Ray Palpatine chooses to ignore her genes. Deflect force lightning back in his face.
Oh, those Sith Lords. Empire tried to cage us, but we roam free. Until I found you and you saved me. Forgot about the credits, I'll do what's right. You're about to see how the Mando fights.
Alrighty, well I am back. Hope you enjoyed the little musical break there. So actually, my fellow podcasters on the Built on Hope podcast, what they do every now and again is create these Imperial Assault inspired remixes of favorite songs. So if you want to go and give that a look, you can check out the Built on Notes YouTube channel, which actually I might as well just post as a link in the stream chat right now. So yeah, if you want to give it a look, then be sure to head on over there. Alrighty. You want me to keep going with music, Kyle? You know what? Why not? Let's let the Built on Notes playlist play out first, and then we can go back to the regular music later on. It is a really fun song. You're welcome, Kyle. Alrighty, so let's see what I've missed. Okay, so Hera's dead. That's big. A jet troop is dead. That's pretty much to be expected. And the short troop has taken an additional little bit of damage.
And on and on and on and on. Let's stick together, we can help each other as a clan of two. Back on Navarro,
I absolutely love this remix that they did. It's so fun.
and when we saw
Okay. Anyway, so let's see, who have we got? So green. So we got Jin now going into the jet trooper, which makes sense. It makes sense. Surrounded by guildies, all bounty hunters for hire. But then I turned round and I noticed the child with an innocent smile. Alrighty, so it looks like that would be 2 damage. Oh no, 0 damage because of the evade. Those freaking jet troopers. Alright, so so 0 damage from that attack. Can help each other as a clan of two. Let's tomorrow, Mandalorians take to the sky above. And when we It's a shame that we don't have Mandalorians on the table right now. I mean, that would just be perfect. Tell you what, if we ever see a all-Mando list where we have Boba Fett, The Mandalorian, Shyla, and Sabine on the map, we're just gonna play this song on repeat all night, alright? There's my promise to you. If anyone comes on stream with that list, we will play this list we will play this song non-stop. Okay. So Jin tries out the shot. Alright, so one more song on the playlist and then we'll go back to the regular play schedule.
how does a blast steel badass warrior?
I actually remember doing Hamilton in my performing arts class a couple of years ago at this point. It was really fun. So this is the Alexander Hamilton song replaced with Royal Guard Champion. Okay, Grenadier coming out to play. Looks like it's this short trooper here playing it. Throwing it on Loku, which makes sense, I think. Okay, so 2 damage on Loku, 2 on 3PO, which is very nice. Yeah, probably hoping for that 3, because if he had gotten another 3 and then had been able to doing... what's it called? The fire mission. The fire mission action on the mortar trooper. To... yeah, as the attack from him gains blast 1, that could kill 3PO, but didn't come off here, unfortunately. Oh, fuel upgrade came out. That's huge. Did not see that while I was gone. Name's Royal Guard Champion. There's a million games he hasn't won. But just you wait. Just you wait. Well, not anymore. He actually won a tournament. Thank you very much. Alright. Okay, Price of Glory. Very nice. Let's see.
Clever players ran him with Georgia committed suicide, but Connor Jacks just wasn't good enough to be justified. People playing him just so that they can try to prove themselves. Treat him and never give it his chance to excel. There would have been nothing left to do if FFG kept to it. He would have been just as useless as when he was introduced. It would have been.
I haven't memorized this part yet, but it's one of my favorite part of the songs.
Legacy never played again till the creation of IACP. Scan it for everything that they can change the points on.
Alrighty. Oh, beautiful. That's a nasty attack pool going out there. Who is making that shot? That's Fire Mission. Shouldn't that be blue, green?
Royal Guard champion.
Royal Guard champion
Steering committee has picked you. You could never back down. Never
Not that it mattered, I mean that was basically a max roll anyway.
Royal Guard champion.
Guess I'm playing Mandos when I start learning the game then. Yeah, I mean you might as well. I think it would be a strong list. I mean the Mandalorian figures are among the strongest in the game. So I think you could do very well with them. Okay, yeah, so that was a really big move there. So we saw, I'm a little bit behind at this point. So collateral damage came out during the Fire Mission ability. And with a really strong attack pool, able to kill Loku and then using collateral damage to kill 3PO. So yeah, Jake is running away with this at the moment.
and me, I'm the damn fool that bought him.
There's a million games you
Last one, but just you.
What's your name, man?
Royal Guard champion. Nah, that was that time. It's a really fun playlist. Actually, I do think I have to update it with the latest one once they release it on YouTube. Actually, they might have already. I'll be sure to add that later, so next week we can bring it up. But for now, we'll go back to the regular background music. Not quite as exciting, I know, I'm sorry. But there's no way I can focus while listening to lyrics all the time. So let's see what's going on here. Yeah, so great move there by Jake. Very efficiently able to deal with his figures. So he's now killed three guys, which is significant. So now we have Alright, so I guess we'll just have to see where Chuka goes from here. I mean, what is your move from here? Because Jake is just going to take as many stashes as he can, and he's going to want to try and, you know, kill R2 maybe. I really don't think that going for Han is in your best intentions. That's the issue. Where's that yellow die from? Oh my goodness, that's R2 attacking the short trooper. Ha! That's hilarious. Unfortunately, no damage. But, yeah, that is cool. That's very cool. Yeah, Jake's definitely got the upper hand, but at the same time, Jake also has a lot of figures that are very close to death. That Han, Jin, and Sabine could just eat through with not too much problem. So what do you do from this point if you're Tuka? You've only got Han left of the round, so... Oh, the Empire still has a lot of figures to go. Yeah, there we have it, Probe Droid trying to get the kill on R2. It's probably not going to one-shot him, but could deal a nice amount of damage. Ugh, it's a bad roll there. So what are we looking at? That would be 3 damage at the moment. Oh god, really? That's awful. Okay, 2 damage then. 2 damage. Yeah, I probably would have rerolled the yellow, to be honest. Not sure if it's worth it to go for the blue. Yeah, that's a really bad roll, Noah. Triple Surge. I remember rolling the quadruple surge with my Han several times. It was painful. So painful. Well, what do you do from here, then? So Jake still has, again, a lot of figures to go. Although he might have just been forgetting to exhaust them. We've got all the Jet Trooper groups, and Thrawn, and the Officer. So we could see a major point dash. So yeah, I mean, at this point, Han probably has to try and kill the red jet up here. Oh no! He's going for the assassin move. He's going for Thrawn. I think that makes sense. Do we have tools? Yeah, tools coming out. Fancy, fancy. Interesting. Well, let's see how Han does. Mathematically, you can't one-shot him without a focus. It's not a bad roll. Yeah, reroll into the same thing. I think it's probably would have rerolled the green. But yeah, rerolling the green would have been better. But it is what it is. So yeah, 6 damage being dealt, which is not bad. It's not bad at all. The only issue is that now Tuka's gonna be a little bit at Jake's mercy. Because as he has his 3 Jet Troopers still to go, this Jet Trooper's just going to run down, drop off the stash, and then start moving up for the next stash. This one is probably going to grab a stash and then just book it. Whereas this one, yeah, probably just grabs a stash as well. I mean, at this point, if you can get 12 points from objectives, then you're sitting on 23 points versus 4. And there's a big, big, big gap to cover by Jake. Okay, so first Jet Trooper activating, not going for the crate, which is interesting. So, going for R2, which makes sense. We'll see if R2 gets lucky. No, he does not. But still alive, because Jet Trooper's attack sucks. It's so bad. I mean, the defensive profile makes up for it. Being able to convert a block to an evade is really, really powerful. But at the same time, blue-green is just... If they had a static PS1, they would have been amazing. But it's just, the fact that they have no reroll, blue-green can be so notorious. I mean, just look at that. If that green had been anything else, it would have killed him. Although the blues were not well rolled, I'll say. Other red Jet Trooper moving up to take the crate. Green Jet Trooper, because as HAAWK is all activated out, Jake can just do whatever he wants for the rest of the round now. Yeah, so... I like his thought process. So, because of the wording, you don't have to drop it off on your own stash. Which means that, at the moment, Jake could drop off his Jet Trooper's crate on HAAWK's stash to still give himself 4 points, which is awesome. And it's going to leave his jet in the action, so I think that's a very nice move there. So at this point, I think with the other guys, what I would probably do is have the officer move Thrawn to there. Officer goes down to there, body blocks for Han. Thrawn is here. He goes 1, picks up a crate, and then 1, 2, 3. Then at that point, if Han really wants to, he can, you know, dive in and try and kill Thrawn. If he does so, fine. The officer can pick up the crate, still go 1, 2, 3, 4, and drop it off. But I don't think you go for Han at this point. And at this point, just spam the crates. If you spam the crates when you're ahead, your opponent can't catch up. Especially when some really serious support units like 3PO. Yeah, 3PO and Loku have gone. It's pretty big. Alrighty. So, a very interesting game to spectate. I'm very thankful for HAAWK and Jake for letting us watch this, give our commentary on it. Yes, let's see if he does it. Looks like he's activating Thrawn first, so he might do a different strategy. You could do it the other way around as well. You know, you could go Thrawn, pick up the crate first, and then use the officer for the push. I think that works perfectly fine as well. Yeah. I think that makes sense. So officer activating. Ah, okay, officer getting his own crate. I think that's a great choice as well. Yeah, and we can see here, right now, Jake has 4 crates held by his figures. 16-point swing. Which is just atrocious. The only consolation at the moment is that if Han is able to kill the officer, it's going to be a little bit tricky for Jake to be able to get that crate over there, because obviously crates can only be picked up by someone who doesn't already have a crate. Yeah. Very well played by JK. I mean, we've seen in the log file game that we looked through earlier, we saw HAAWK masterfully play and, you know, add position, out tempo, and everything his opponent. And in this game, I think HAAWK has done very, very well, but I think we've seen the same thing happen from Jake. Also, I think the maps do play a big role. In this map in particular, Jake has a really, really big advantage because of the fact that he has enough guys that he can throw them out and pick up crates. Whereas that's pretty difficult for HAAWK to do. So yeah. Alright, so they're readying up cards, probably drawing cards at the moment. Guessing we got an end of round shot coming in here. Han possibly shooting the officer. Or maybe the mortar. But at this point you probably go for the officer. It's tough. I guess if you were to go for the mortar, then your second attack, when Han gets to activate next round, could potentially kill him. And that would be, you know, 4 points. Also, it would put a stop to all of the mortar being shot everywhere. Yeah, I just love this map so much. I mean, when you look at it, you see how well designed it is, as it's so symmetrical. So you see from this side, we have one big piece, and then one 2x2. And here we have one big piece and one 2x2. Okay, yeah, so officer's easily dead here. Dead officer, no joke about it. And then also just with how everything is designed. So, you know, you got the door here, you got the door here, so that's symmetrical. You got the door here, you got the door here, so that's symmetrical as well. You got a defensive block here, and a defensive block here, that again is symmetrical. It is... I don't know, I mean, there have been a lot of good tournament maps in rotation over the years, but this one has to be one of the best. Because snipers can do very well, melee figures can do very well, and objective spam lists can do very well. And Queen Spam could do amazingly well as well. So, I think Queen Spam would probably struggle with this one against anything that can pick up a lot of crates. But, yeah. So it looks like initiative is on Jake at the moment. So you would probably see him activate the green jet trooper, just so we can make sure he drops the stash off before it dies. Okay, it's actually the red jet troopers, which is interesting. I guess it'll be a little bit difficult for him to one-shot one of those guys, with considering the figures he has at his disposal, and tools that's been played, which is big. So let's see. Okay, so the jet trooper shoots R2, really trying to get that kill, which is understandable. And then pretty nicely, he could probably go 2 over to the crate over here and pick it up then as well. After the attack, as he gains 2 movement points afterwards. Yeah, R2 has not been lucky today. So that will spell the end of the astromech. Let's see if he decides to pick it up or just book it. Considering you have 5 health left, you probably just book it. Because Sabine can kill a 2 health model without even spending an action. Pretty consistently. Yeah. Nice one. Very nice spot to be in. Yeah, Jake definitely got the upper hand at this point. Yeah, and the other one drops the stash off. Probably just bounds off into the fray, helping his allies. Oh yeah, moving up to take the other crate. Makes sense. So who'd you go with now if you are Tuka? You could go with Han and just try and kill... Yeah, which is what he's going to do. So Han's activating, trying to get the kill shot on Thrawn. Could do it. Could not. We'll see. We'll see what it comes down to. There's a good chance of him doing it. Well, let's see. Green, green, blue versus 1 black die and an evade from the block token. Very nice. Let's see it. Let's see the roll. If he kills Thrawn here, that's very, very good for him. If he fails... Oh. Bad roll. Yeah, that fails to kill him. That's only 2 damage. Jeez. Yeah, Tuka's dice seem to be betraying him at the moment. Maybe it's because of the back-to-back dodges he got in the tournament. Okay, that's definitely a lot better. He's currently dealing 3 damage, which would kill him, but because of the rules on Zillow, it would be possible for Jake to keep him alive by discarding a card, which he'll do. Discard negation to add a block. Which, I mean, you gotta. There's no reason not to. Right. We are failing to kill Thrawn is massive. Because at this point... I mean, do you even go with Thrawn now? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I can see a good argument of just going with the green jet trooper. Drop off the crate of the stash, put some fire in. Okay, so he's going with Thrawn, which I think it's a good choice too. Understandable, at least. Because Sabine, theoretically, at the moment, could rather easily, you know, run up and just throw a grenade on his face. And that would be very likely to kill him, even though with 1 health remaining. Okay, so he gives a damage token to the jet trooper. That'll be brutal. Although, I shouldn't say that. Again, the Jet Troopers' damage output isn't stellar, so giving them a damage token just makes them good. But again, their speed, maneuverability, and defense profile makes them very much worth it in a way. Yep, then moving back, dropping off the crate of the stash, and then hiding in one of my favourite spots on the map, which is such a safe spot. Yeah, which is one of the inequalities between the deployment maps, is that that spot doesn't really exist on the blue side. I guess it kind of does. If you were to stand him there, that would be an equivalent, but it's nowhere near as safe as this. Because on this side, you could shoot him if you just follow X equals Y around here. Any figure standing here would be able to shoot you. Whereas here, if you follow X equal Y, they would have to be here, bum, 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 or here. And that's a pretty big difference. Actually, no, because you would have to go, it's X is 2. Oh, sorry, Y is 2X. So there would be, you'd have to be there, or there potentially. That's insane. Beautiful spot there, very nicely positioned by Jake. And then, I mean, let's just see. Then we've got this one who's going to drop off his crate, taking Jake to 26. Yeah, I just don't see how HAAWK recovers from this. That's a big points difference. Okay, so Gideon activating. Let's see who he goes with. Focusing Jin. Makes sense. Oh, you probably even move Jin here. You use the movement points to move Jin. That means that when the green jet troop activates, you could potentially get him with a stun. That could be good. That could be really good. That would kind of stop him from, you know, rushing in, dropping off the crate, attacking and then running back. It's not going to do that. Okay. It's disappointing. I think that would have been the better choice. But let's see. Maybe it works out for him. So he's going to attack with Gideon instead. I'm not sure how much damage he's going to do. I don't think you spent your block token here at this point, to be honest. So... yeah, 1 or 2 damage, I'd say, probably goes through. I mean, what would the best case scenario be? The best case scenario would be 4 damage going through. That's not gonna happen. Yeah. 2 damage going through, like I thought. It's something, at least. It is something. Yeah. And that's really a big shame. That's a really big shame. Because if HAAWK had moved his Jin, that could have been big. It would have you would have shot him, potentially stunned him, and now he's just going to run away afterwards. And he could even potentially kill Jin here. Where's the green die coming from? Is that jet trooper focused? I'm not sure what that attack pool is for. Oh no, I'm an idiot. Jet troopers do have blue, blue, green. I'm just getting tired. It's been a long week. A long week. I completely forgot that they had a green die for some reason. I thought they were blue, blue for a second. Silly me. Ah well. Yeah, so she's alive by 1 health now, which is a scary position to be in when there's a probe droid running around. So the probe droid, to anyone who isn't aware, at the end of the round the probe droid can explode and deal damage to figures adjacent to him. So right now, if Jake just lays low and then just dive bombs the whatchamacallem, the probe droid in end of the round, it'll be big. Yeah, 26 to 6. How do you get 20 points in Tuka's position? You probably need... So Han, 1, 2, 3, 4... 1, 2, 3... So Han can't actually get to Throne without any movement cards. If you kill Throne, that's 6 points. If you kill this short trooper, that's another 5, so that'll be 10 points. I don't know. I don't see how Tuka pulls himself out of this. Mathematically speaking, it's an anomaly. I mean, this short trooper could easily go 1, pick up the crate, and then 1, 2, 3, maybe even just go to there, get the point, and then at the end of the round, and the next round you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, drop it off, do a shotgun attack. I mean, as we can see, these points have really mattered this game, because Jake has only killed 14 points worth of figures, only 8 points more, but because of the objectives, it's so hard for Tuka to catch up now. And that's what a map should be, you know? A game shouldn't be just kill everything in sight and then that's it. That's not really fun. And that's what it has been for quite a while with the maps that we've had. You know, Endor is just a bleep show. Yeah, especially the Claim the Ruins one. It's just... just run a melee list. Hey, congratulations, you've won. That's... silly. Well, we'll see what happens next. Han is not in a great spot at the moment, with only being able to see the mortar trooper. So whose activation is it? It's probably going to be a pass either way. Oh. Well, then if we do see a pass, that could be very scary, because this short trooper could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, shotgun in the face, and unless she dodges, he's dead. That's dead. That's it. So this could be a little bit dicey. Well... yeah, I mean, if you lose Jin at this point, I think it's game over. So Jin does activate. Okay, that is actually very, very nice. Heart of Freedom gets played. Heals her for 2, which is critical. Leaves on 3 health remaining. Alright. Yeah, so we're going a little bit over today again. I just can't keep to 2 hours. But we'll just watch until the rest of this game. And, yeah, we'll see if Tuka's somehow able to pull it out. I wouldn't put it past him, because, again, Tuka is one of the best players in the community. So I could see him pull this out, but it's going to be difficult. Good defense roll. Okay. That's a pretty good attack roll. Actually, it's not great. It's not great. You probably want some more surges. And hopefully some more symbols on that one. So yeah. Exhausting the Pierce as you're going to do the Pierce and stun, of course. So 2 stunned whatchamacallits, short troopers at the moment, which is not what they want to be in. I mean, they certainly excel at close range combat, so stunning them makes their lives very difficult. We'll see. Looking at the Shore Trooper, Mortar Trooper cards. Might just be discussing rules a little bit. Alright, so we've got a command card being played. Element is a prize? Okay, so that must have been Jin's Sidewinder, potentially? I'm not sure why he would Sidewinder, though. You already got 7 movement. You got 2, so you got 5 left. Do you want to get to space 7 away? Maybe you do. Ah, I see. Oh, okay. Well, Tuki, he's got balls, I'll give him that. That's a scary spot. So essentially, the probe droid could very easily right now just go 1, 2, 3. And unless you dodge, she is going to die to a probe droid attack. I guess you could completely whiff, but the odds of that are astronomically low. Considering that you got the reroll and everything. Well, let's see. It looks like the shore troopers are activating now. So, first one, clear stun. I mean, the thing is, if you were to shoot Sabine there and spend your surge token, you've actually got a pretty decent chance of doing something. Okay, so the other guy moves to the crate. The other one... Ah, I see. The other one clears the stun and moves. Okay. That's a surprising move. Yeah, I was about to say. Considering Han has his end around shot, that feels very ballsy. Yeah. I don't think it's worth it. Surprised about that spot. Ah, of course, he's trying to get an attack in with the mortar. Didn't think about that. Not that it needs to, I mean the mortar can just draw a normal line of sight, but... Okay, so it gets an extra block from Cunning. Oh yeah, that was still a killer. Oh, and with Jin dead... Is there a way for Tuka to pull this back? I just can't see it, just mathematically. It's none of the numbers. So let's say best case scenario. Sabine grenades and kills this short trooper to death. She then shoots this short trooper to death. That's 8 points. And it would also stop the big mortar attacks going out. But what then? What then? You still got this guy, he's just gonna pick up crates and run all the way over back. This jet trooper is just gonna go pick up this crate and run back. This probe droid, honestly, you might as well just pick up the crate and go and just run back. I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, arguably 4 crates that are very easy for you to get. There's no point in really going for the kill victory by taking out Sabine or Gideon. Just grab the points and run. Run as fast as you can. But let's not give up hope yet. We never know if the rebel scum are able to do it. Not a bad choice. So going up, grenading that guy. And that leaves her in a perfect position to later be able to go 1, 2, throw a grenade on... Are you kidding me? 0 damage grenade. And now Rebel Graffiti comes out. Yeah, so Rebel Graffiti, the most broken card in the game, but I think it's too little too late. Basically gives you 2 points every round if you draw it early. 6 objective points. 2 objective points, surely. Oh yeah, he was thinking about his full points. Oh my. Oh my. Rebel scum, someone sounds biased. Hey, I mean, I've been running Rebels most of my Imperial Assault journey. But they are Rebel scum. I mean, that's just objective. Yeah, the first list I ever ran at a tournament was a Rebel list. A bad list, but I did okay with it. It was Fen, Echo Base Troopers, Old Luke, and Rebel Troopers, and I think Gideon, something like that. What do we got there? 4 damage, yeah, doesn't quite get him. Yeah, I mean, killing Gideon, to be honest, actually isn't that bad of a plan. Because once he's gone, then you only need 2 crates and then you've won. Which you got very easily. The crates are not hard to get. I mean, if you've got any movement card, then this short trooper can pick this up and drop it off in 1 activation. Okay, so Hans and a round shot going into the mortar trooper. Makes sense. Because you don't really have any other choice. It's not who you want to attack. But what choice do you have? None. You probably don't want to reroll the blue there. So there's a chance of you getting less damage. So we'll be looking at 4 damage going through, leaving it on 2 health. That's grenadable. It's grenadable. But you probably shoot it and then grenade thrown, because you're much more likely to do 1 damage with the grenade than you are to do 2 damage. Or you're more likely to do at least 1 damage than you are to do 2 damage. So obviously the probabilities stack. Okay, so start next round. Tuka activates. Tuka starts. Sabine activates. Shooting him makes sense. Don't really want him taking those crates. Oh? Or not? Grenading Thrawn. Let's just hope we don't see another 0 damage grenade. Okay, good. So you killed him. Killed Thrawn, 6 points. Celebration? Yeah, Celebration gets thrown in as well, so that's 10 points. Takes him to 18, but... dicey. But now it's... Actually, it's not impossible at this point. The point swing was big. I mean, if Sabine can now shoot this guy to death, Han's able to shoot this guy to death, that's another 8 points, taking you to 26. Then if Gideon can by some miracle survive... Yeah, if Gideon can by some miracle survive, I don't think he can, but if you can somehow go with him first, kill this guy, that's 12 points now, takes you to 30. And at 30 that's not my playlist. And at 30 you have a mathematical chance. 30 v 31, even though he's up in opportunity, you got the chance, if that makes sense. So we'll see if he's able to pull it off. It'll come down to some very roly rolls. Yeah. Sabine kills him, Han kills him, Gideon kills him. 12 points, takes you to 30. But I don't think it's enough. How'd you get the last 10 points though? You need a crate. And I don't think you can get 1 crate and 2 kills in the time it'll take him for just to just take 2 crates. Yeah, so Sabine shooting that guy. Let's see if she gets him. Good roll, bad defensive roll. That is him dead, even if he exhausts Zillow and throws a card, that would still be 4 damage. So, dead Jet Troopers, that's a move. Huh. Okay, touche, touche. Points are starting to change a little bit. Rebel Graffiti again, so 2 more points actually. Does Rebel Graffiti come in the last 5 seconds and win him the game? Fascinating. I mean, this changes the math. If Arn can kill... Okay, so the short troops are activating, which means Gideon is dead. So the hopes of getting that short trooper to kind of die is just gone. What are you doing? Shooting Sabine. The short trooper? Yeah, that's a miss. Yeah, sorry, Jake. Although there is a chance he might have something like Deadeye in it. Ah, okay, yeah. So he does have Deadeye in his hand, so that does make him hit. Sorry for my judgment, Jake. I was just very surprised you decided to do that. Negation does get played though, so that does stop 2 damage from going on to her. Other short trooper, probably just pick up the crate and run, I'd say. Surely. Well, it looks like he's really banking on going for that Sabine kill. But okay, if that's what you want to do. Could work. So, playing the Surge token. Always good against white-eye figures. Another really ugly green roll. That's appalling. Only 3 damage. That should have been a lot more. But Tuka will take any break that he'll get at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, we might have a huge uproar here. If Tuka is able to bring this game back, I will be impressed beyond words. Well, let's see. And now the Mortar is able to do it with his... because now he doesn't need to move. Because now that he can draw line of sight from the short trooper. Okay, roll. Oh! And here comes Sabine with her dodges again. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. Jeez. That could have been another 5 damage. If that 5 damage had gone through, and if Deadeye had gone through, she would have been dead. Negation and dodge coming in for the clutch. Alright. Absolutely fascinating. Okay, we have an upset at the moment, and I barely dare talking at this point. This is so tight. I think if you're Gideon, you just have to go and try and kill that short trooper. If you can kill the short trooper, that's another 4 points for you. It's better than anything you can do with your stash. Focusing Han. Okay. He's considering it. I mean, the crucial thing to think about as well is that Jake does have initiative coming his way. And this jet trooper right now, he could go 1, pick up the crate, and then 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's another 4 points. Now Jake is at 35 points. And that is notoriously close to winning. But it is elusively outside of just 1 crate range. Alright. Reconsidering with his Gideon. Yes. Here we go. Yeah, you absolutely have to go for the kill on the short trooper, so very well done, Tuka. That's absolutely what you need to do. Oh, man. Oh. Oh. Does Jake have any... Yeah, Jake does have a card in hand. But the dice gods say no. Yeah, so Jake just discards overrun for a block, which he will happily do. He will happily do that. That's so disappointing. So disappointing. But he's very grenadable by Sabine right now. But unfortunately, Gideon is not long for this world. I think actually, sadly enough, this game might already be over. If we were to have this jet trooper here, go 1, pick up this crate, and then go 1, 2, 3, drop it off, 4 points. 1 point away from winning. This probe droid could just shoot Gideon to death, and then he's won. So, yeah, it's rough. We'll see. I mean, the game is still young, I presume. But yeah, unless Han picks up that crate, which probably he has to do now. But as it's Jake's turn next, if Jake goes with the raid jet trooper, it's over. But if Jake doesn't, and Han is able to pick it up... Okay, so Jake goes with the probe droid. Tries to kill Gideon, which he'll do. Yep, dead Gideon. No need to roll defense die. So that's 3 points. Rerolling. Why would you reroll? Oh. Dead Gideon, 3 points. Oh wait, have I been counting this wrong? Yeah, my bad. He was on the 31, not 35. Which means the game isn't over. He does still need 2 crates to win. Which again is easier said than done. 1 crate, easy. 2 crates is going to take him 3 rounds. And he doesn't have that time. My goodness. What a comeback story if Tuke is able to pull this out. Well, let's see. What does Han do? Picking up the crate is honestly not a bad idea. But at the same time, an attack is, you know, also good. If one of these two cards that he has in hand is fleet-footed, then that would be absolutely massive. Being able to shoot, probably kill the mortar trooper, and pick up the crate to deny it from the opponents. Ah. Yeah, he does it. Moves 2, picks up the crate. Oh my goodness. So let me just get this math right. If he can deliver the crate, that's 4 points, takes him to 28. If he can, at the end of the round, kill this this mortar trooper with his end of round shot, that's an additional 4, which will take him to 32. 32. Sabine then kills a mortar trooper. 36. Plays Rebel Graffiti. 38. Then Han plays Rebel Graffiti. Okay. Okay. We now have a clear path to victory. I say we are. I don't have any preference of who wins, but seeing how Jake has been dominating this game, it would be amazing to see TAAWK pull this back. But that is a very solid attack going into Sabine. And with initiative going Jake's way, has TAAWK played Take? Take is gone. So at this point, I think we'll have to need Sabine to dodge her way to the victory. Okay. Let's see. I mean, she could do it. We've seen her dodge her way before. Let's see. This got exciting real quick. Let's see. Okay, end around shot. Yeah, Han easily kills the mortar trooper. That's very, very big. Not only because it gives him 4 points, but also because it now denies an extra attack going into Sabine at the start of the next round. If Sabine dodges one of these, and he rolls poorly on the other, GG, people. GG. My goodness. Wait, what? He's activating the jet trooper. Okay. Oh, with element. Yeah, element. Oh, that gets him for the kill. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I was like, why would you go with only the one figure? Wow. Oh my... Now that was a game. That was a game, people. I mean, Jake played that so well. He really capitalized on the objectives nicely, but TAAWK's comeback, he was very close to be able to pull it out. I mean, we did the counting just a few minutes ago. He had a foreseeable path to win. It just wasn't written in the stars. I think what we'll do, even though we've gone a little bit over, we've gone half an hour over our time slot. No, it's not going to mind, I don't think. Even though we've done that, I think we're just going to see if we can pop into them in the voice chat, have a quick debrief with them, see what they thought of the game. I'll just jump in and ask them real quick. Let's see. So where is... Right, so we're just waiting to hear back on them and make sure that they're happy for me to have a quick chat with them about it all. Just bring the music down a little bit, but then bring it up on the general monitor. Okay. So... Alright, looks like they are up for it, so we'll jump in and take a look.
Into the stream here so that they can see everything.
Yes, I can show mine also and take everything. Then.
Hello, guys.
Hello, mate.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. That was a crazy game to spectate.
I bet.
Yeah, I mean, right from the get-go, I thought Jake had a very big advantage with map and with all of his figures and the maneuverability. And, you know, at one point the score was, I believe, you know, like 30-6 or something. And then Tuki, you absolutely had a massive comeback. It was so...
Sabine was something.
Yeah, I mean, it was so impressive to see. Because, I mean, mathematically, from here, you could have won, you know? If Han had dropped off the crate, 4 points, take you to 32. Sabine grenades grenades the short trip to death, 4 more points, takes you to 36. She plays Rebel Graffiti, 38. Han plays Rebel Graffiti, 40.
Oh yeah, and that would have been. I could have done it.
Indeed. So, absolutely crazy. Yeah, so did you guys enjoy the game? Because it was an absolute nail-biter over here, on this side of everything.
Oh,
Yeah, it turned out to be a lot more fun for me later game.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that early game was rough to you. Like, I had some very strong defense rolls early on.
Yeah.
But also, Jake, your positioning was perfect. You played really well in this game. You were always where you needed to be, so hats off.
Yeah,
Well done.
I thought I'd had forgotten this map, but no, I've been playing this list a few times during the testing league here and really enjoying it.
Yeah, no, it looks really, really strong, and I mean, the probe droids, they are good. They are good.
I actually thought that they were mostly like on the very cusp of greatness when they were 5 points. So dropping them to 4 just makes them, if you have 4 points left over in an Imperial list, they're a pretty good inclusion.
Yeah, I mean, the only issue is that this game... Yeah, because the only issue is that this game, you rolled absolutely horse dung with them. It was... Your probe droid rolls were horrible, but you know, your other rolls were good. Apart from that elusive red on your short troopers, that was just painful to watch. 3 reds in a row.
I mean, on the short trooper group, I got the reds I needed when I got that concentrated fire with a triple.
True.
On my short trooper, or on my mortar.
Yeah, so we noticed, by the way, that during the mortar heavy fire, or fire mission, you rolled green, green, blue instead of blue, blue, green. It didn't change the math at all. It's still, even the minimum on a blue instead of the green would have done it.
Oh shit! Oops, that's my bad.
You are disqualified as.
Yeah, no, I would have told you guys if it made a difference, but because you already had min accuracy and min damage, even if you rolled the worst on it, it was fine.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I'm actually a big fan of the mortars, which, you know, maybe I'm a little biased 'cause I have a lot on them, but
yeah.
Like, I think used right, as we see in this game and in my previous games, they can do a lot of damage, and a short trooper activation going off correctly,
Yeah.
like that, with like the grenades and the collateral damage, you can wipe multiple figures in one go.
Yeah, and this was all without even using Krennic. And Krennic with the mortar just turns absolutely insane. When you got +2 damage on your mortar roll, it's...
Oh yeah, previous version of this list, instead of the probe droid and extra armor, I had Krennic. I actually the probe droid because I know you're a big fan of Krennic, but
Yeah.
when it's but I prefer having somebody else being in the front line instead of having a little chump in the back that is easily killed.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, and I think for your list, I would absolutely not take Krennic, just because Jet Troopers and Krennic do not go well together. It's
No, they don't.
it's like running Scout Troopers and Vader, you know? They're good in their own different thing, but they don't really aid each other.
Right, and so basically in this list, the only thing Krennic could do would be to buff the Mortar Trooper or have to get way too close to the action to buff other people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I decided to drop him for the Probe Droid, and the extra armor definitely did its work on my Jet Troopers.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, really cool to see you guys, and congratulations, Jake. That was a very well played game. I'll just
you.
pop out and close the stream.
Alright.
Alright. Take care, guys.
Yeah, you too.
You too.
Alrighty, and with that, I think we have reached the end of the now third week of Imperial Assault livestream on Fridays. I hope everyone had a good time. I know I did. Those were some really enjoyable games to watch, and I'll see you guys next